back, bros, to another video review. Today, I am continuing a flashback figure review, which I am taking a look at the World Wrestling Federation WWF figure or wrestler called The Big Show, made by Jakks Pacific Incorporated. So as for the contents inside of this figure packaging, we get the Big Show himself. Then he comes with 3 accessories. Yes, 3. We have 2 elbow pads and also a table. So alright guys, here we are zoomed in to take a closer look at the details for this figure. Now, this Big Show figure right here is we all know who is played by Paul White. Basically, this figure looks somewhat like him, basically. The reason why I said it looks somewhat like him, because on certain angles, you can see the Big Show's face. Now, with the eyebrows, I think they're darker than what they need to be. And also his beard. The hair coloring on the head, like I said, it kind of looks like them and it kind of doesn't. Now, when I say that, it's because this is supposed to be part of the SmackDown real scan technology. And I will be honest, guys, this is a 2000 figure. So I won't be too harsh on that because I know they were just getting the technology to start scanning the wrestlers' faces to give them more accurate looks on the toys. Other than that, guys, I really don't have any issues with that. I like the shirt detail on the Big Show, where he's got his shirt and he's got his hand up doing his favorite gesture. It clearly says Big Show, very good. And I really don't have any other complaints with that. Now, yes, these are hand painted, guys. So yes, you do see bleeding on the boots or whatever like that if you look real closely. And you may see some smudging or smearing on the thighs because it's basically black paint painted on the thighs, because this wrestler right here is wearing those wrestling one-piece short suit underneath his suit. But they're just trying to make sure they covered everything right there. So other than that, guys, this is the details on this figure that I'm reviewing for my flashback video review. So, as for the articulation on this figure, it's pretty much standard to what we've got with those early release figures back in that 2000 time period. So if you have a WrestleMania 2000 or earlier figures, this is pretty much what you're getting in this SmackDown Big Show figure. So let me show off the articulation right here, just in case if you're unfamiliar with these old wrestling figures. So basically, let's start with the waist. It does have a waist swivel, as you can see. The arm goes out this far. It rotates a full 360. The wrist is on a swivel, so it does move. The head moves left. It also moves right. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be here, but on my copy right here, it has a circle piece right here. I bought it brand new in packaging, but there is no baby little ponytail there. So I don't know if my copy is missing that. So if you guys got a figure like this and yours isn't like that, let me know in the comments, because I don't know. I feel like I'm getting gypped right here that he doesn't have a little pigtail ponytail, because everything has its hair pulled back to it, but there's no ponytail, or at least there's no painting or anything on that. Now, the joints on my figure are definitely stiff. This is high as I can get his leg up right now. It does bend 90 degrees, as you can see. The foot does have a little bit of articulation. We're going to rock back and also rock forward a little bit. Other than that, that is all the articulation we get for the Big Show. And like I said, it is a part of that old classic style wrestling figures. So you're not going to get much that you would get with the more recent update figures, like your Mattel Elite Series and so on, and your later Jakks Pacific figures. So now that we went ahead and covered the articulation, now we're taking a look at the accessories. So the first accessory that we got with the Big Show is going to be the arm pads. So this is one of the arm pads right here that came with the Big Show. The other one's already on his arm. It was like this when I got it out of packaging. So I guess over time the rubber does wear out and it pops. So I don't know how it did it, but like I said, it was like that in packaging. I got the figure offline, so I had no control on that breaking. But I have one right here that's still in good condition. And this is the elbow pad. It's made in that rubbery material, so it can stretch a little bit to get on Big Show's forearm, and it basically just slides on. It's not real complicated, and once you get it on, pretty much the way they made Big Show's arms is, his arms are a little bigger than the average Joe, so yes, it's stretching it out. Yeah. So maybe that's why it finally popped or something. But yes, you can get it all the way up, but you do got to work it. So now the Big Show has his armband up there. It's extremely tight, guys. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up so that you can see it. And this is how it's supposed to look. So let's go ahead and check out his last accessory, which is more my favorite because I didn't have it. So his last accessory is going to be the table. You gotta have a table for wrestling figures. This is the Jakks Pacific, as you can see right there, 1999, Titan Sports, made in China. And this is the collapsible table, so you can have the Big Show if you want, choke slamming somebody through a table, or your favorite characters that use a table like the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and so on. So basically, this is a pretty cool accessory that you can use with all other wrestling figures besides also with the Big Show. So now let's take a look at some comparisons with the Big Show with some other figures that I have in my collection. Now this is how I want to start it off, guys. This is always my favorite part when I do reviews on any type of toy, is the comparison segment. So basically we have the Big Show in the middle, and to the left of the Big Show we have two figures that are made in that same time frame as the Big Show. Now they do have those already positioned arms where you cannot bend them, as you can see with Mankind, Billy Gunn, and the Big Show. So that is that type of styling of that, which kind of sucks because their arms are stuck in that bent motion. It'd been nice to have, those arm joints. When you look to the right of Big Show, here you have some of the figures that were made after that 2000 window through 1999, where the figures didn't have those elbow joints. So here you see Chris Jericho right there with the elbow bent, and you also see Road Dogg sporting his elbows being bent also. So yes, I would have loved to have a Big Show with the elbows being able to bend, because that would make this figure even more cooler and have a ton of more playability. But all in all, as you see, guys, my last gripe with this Big Show figure that I did not realize when I bought the figure is that he is the same size as the other wrestlers. This is a huge, huge letdown, guys. I did not know that Paul White, aka the Big Show, was the same size as Billy Gunn, Jericho, Road Dogg, as you can see right there. So with that being said, these figures are measuring about a good, let me get the ruler, guys, just to show you what I'm talking about. So they're a little bit like 6.5. Now, the Big Show is a 7 foot tall figure, so he definitely should be way taller because he's 7 foot tall. Now, does he look like he's 500 pounds? No, he looks like he's about 230, 245, and he's super muscular. So I don't know if this Big Show does Paul White justice, because in this era, I don't remember him being this buff. But other than that, guys, let's continue the comparisons and check out this figure with some other toys you may have in your collection. And here we are for my last comparison. Here we have the Big Show compared with other figures that are made by different toy companies and are different toy brands. So starting from the left, going to the right, we have the Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee the Movie Shockwave figure. We have the Jakks Pacific Sonic movie figure. We have the Hasbro, which is making the Miles Morales Gameverse Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. And then we have the NECA TMNT 1990s movie Donatello. And then the Playmates reissue from 1992, Mutate and Donnie, as figures for possibly other toys that we may have in our collection. They're just random figures I pulled off my shelf that I have available to show you the size and the scaling from figures from this flashback review, basically to what we get currently with the new figures, as you can see. And so before I bring this video review to a close, I had to show you that this Big Show is Titantron ready. So basically, if you have this figure and you have this trash talking stage made by the World Wrestling Federation, you can activate Big Show up here by putting these two metal pieces on this great Stone Cold is gonna lose. And Big Show will come to life and say his catchphrases to talk trash to the other wrestlers. And this is one reason why I had to pick up this figure, because it works and it looks very similar to the Big Show. So now it's time for the Yeah Bros Pick Up or Pass grading segment, where I get to share my opinions and thoughts on this recent figure that I picked up and I just reviewed before you, in efforts to give you some insight, some pros and cons, to keep you informed in case you would like to add this figure to your collection or ultimately deciding to pass, which is totally up to you. As for me, guys, I do feel like this is a pickup for me because I have other reasons for this figure. But let me go from the top. The paint and details on this figure, I'm going to say, is a little bit above average. Now, the reason why I say it's a little bit above average, because you got this figure who somewhat represents Paul White in the face, but it's only on certain angles. When you look at the details put into the face, they did do a decent job, even though the molding doesn't quite look like the actor. The hair sculpting on the figure is terrific. Besides the QC issues where I think I'm missing that little small pigtail, ponytail, or whatever you want to call it. Other than that, I think the figure turned out great. The shirt on the Big Show is painted clearly the Big Show, and it has his silhouette up there raising his hand, which is his favorite gesture. And then looking down to the thighs. Now this is where I want to say it's below average. The upper thighs, where the hips are basically painted black over top of this peach plastic. So that's kind of like a bummer. There's no gloss to it. It kind of looks like they forgot to put the matte finish over top of the figure. So with this being a early 2000 figure for the first series of SmackDown, I think it's pretty good because it did come with that table accessory. And I know the accessories now for these wrestling figures are going more than what they were going in the past. Now, I was just at Target the other day and I was looking at the wrestling figures. A lot of these wrestling figures are not coming with accessories. So I'm trying to figure out, where are people buying the accessories for these new wrestling figures made by Mattel? I looked at the Elites. I didn't see a lot of good accessories. I looked at the AEW. I looked at the Ultimates. So yes, I don't know where you get you guys' accessories for the WWE wrestling figures, but this is a no-brainer because he came with a table, he came with 2 arm pads, and he came with a Big Show. So I had to pick up this figure, which I got for a fairly good deal online. So if you guys see this at your local toy store or online and you're on the fence, check to see the pictures if there's no QC issues with the back of your Big Show head, and also check to see if the paint looks a little better than my copy. Other than that, guys, I'm still satisfied with this pickup, and I know it may not be a pickup for everybody. If you're interested in picking up a copy of this figure, unfortunately, he is no longer sold in stores, and you will have to resort to online third parties like I did to find this figure. So I ended up finding this figure on eBay. He was on an auction deal, and the auction was ending soon, and I got a good deal on him. Ultimately, I ended up paying $8.50, which is definitely, I guess, about retail for when this figure came out back in the early 2000s. And then I paid $5.50 shipping. So I couldn't pass this deal up because I got a figure himself that came with 2 elbow pads. In addition, he came with an accessory. You can't get a better accessory than a table, unless you got a ladder or a chair or a championship belt. But for this case right here, it was a no-brainer and definitely a pickup in my opinion. So please check your third-party websites if you would like to pick up this figure and add the Big Show to your collection. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. By doing these 4 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support, and not only that, positive feedback as a YouTube content creator. Thank you once again for spending your time watching my video, and until next time, yeah bro, I'll see you soon. And wait guys, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I've uploaded new content for you to check out at your earliest convenience. Thank you.